CFB Nation, my name is SC Romero, and if you are a fan of college football, make sure you are subscribing to this channel. New content coming out daily. It is something that you don't want to miss. But this is the O, and I'm back.
All right, everybody got goals and aspirations. You know how you get those? You be the best where you're at.
What does Evan Stewart bring to the table here? In short, you get a ball.
The grass is not always green. In fact, the grass is damn green in Eugene.
The grass is green in Eugene, damn green. I mean, I took a little time off, right? And wanted to sit back and actually digest the games to see what was going on. And I'm not going to say that the bye week or anything was the reason why Oregon lost. We're going to hit that first subject out hot. WTFH. What the? I don't know if there's kids watching, so I'm going to avoid saying that. We're going to say fudge. What the fudge happened there? It was just crazy. It was tough to see. I mean, Ohio State, shout out to them, national champions, right? They came out to play. Oregon did come out and they did win the Big Ten, right? First year in it, they won the Big Ten, but that's not the ship that matters. That's not the title we want, right? We want to be the national champions. And there's a lot of stuff that happened in that game that was really a testament to what was going wrong all season, right? Gabriel looked flustered when the pocket was collapsing. He was unable to get the ball out quickly enough. The Ohio State defensive line swallowed our running backs pretty well. It was just for lack of better terms, just a poor performance from Oregon, being that they were the number one seed going in to Ohio State. Now, granted, it was like, all right, Ohio State was hot. They came in the playoffs. They were doing their thing. They were running. We knew what they wore, right? We saw them. And the thing is, when we played them during the season, we won. Some people said Ohio State should have won that game, blah, blah, blah. That is what it is. But during the season, we knew what they were. We saw them. The difference is when we saw them again, they elevated their game. Like after that loss, they kind of came back in and said, all right, we're going to come out and do everything we can to make sure if we play them again, we're going to do better. We're going to do more. We're going to play more aggressively. We're going to play faster. We're going to play smarter. We're going to do all these things. Oregon really didn't do that. It was like they didn't learn from the past. They didn't learn from what happened before. I mean, Travion Henderson, Junkins did good. Jeremiah Smith did well. Emeka Egbuka, Will Howard did well. You got Jack Sawyer on the defensive side for Ohio State. It was just these guys were coming up. And then our guys, Gabriel, Tez, Stewart, James, Mateo, right? All these guys came up and they just fell short of the goal. Now, it's nothing to just say, all right, we're done, right? Because we won the Big Ten, as I mentioned. So that's something to look forward to. But now we have our sights set even further. We have the taste of, all right, we can run the Big Ten. We can go out there and do that. Now we have to prove, all right, we can win a national championship, which leads me into that next spot. If you follow along with the CFB Nation, saw the O and earlier shows, or just follow along with me, and see just what I'm doing on X or just other shows, you see I said at the beginning of the season, before the season started, Evan Stewart is staying at Oregon again. A lot of people were like, no, he's going to come out. He's going to come in this draft. Why? Why would he? I even said Tez Johnson was going to be the wide receiver 1 in Oregon, and that came true. That came to fruition. So why would Evan Stewart exit and go to the NFL knowing he was the 2 option behind Tez Johnson? And Tez Johnson is a great wide receiver. He did phenomenal things in college. I think he was a great wide receiver for Oregon. Evan Stewart is a better one. But the thing is, what Oregon's been doing is Evans or Tez Johnson was the next man up, right? Troy Franklin was the guy. Then Tez Johnson was the guy. Now, guess what? Evan Stewart is now the guy. And funny thing is, they asked Tez Johnson, what do you think about Dante Moore, who is going to be the quarterback going in? At least that's what we presume. He's going to be the starting quarterback going into next year. That's early predictions. And he said he's going to be the Heisman. He's going to be a Heisman candidate. And this goes to show last spring game, and spring game's around the corner, so stay tuned for that. But this goes to last spring game when I was saying the offense looks smoother with Dante Moore at the helm. it just looked like it ran more efficiently. It looked more like an Oregon offense. Where Dylan Gabriel looked a little flustered at first, and we saw those hiccups throughout the season, that little flusteredness. It looked like he wasn't always there when he needed to be. You know, the balls were coming out quickly, but not quick enough. For Dante Moore, it looks like it's going to be fluid. It's going to be night and day from the quarterback position, and maybe even the wide receiver. This wide receiver room is going to be more stacked than what it was this past year. It seems Oregon is growing and building something, right? We had a great season, came up short in the Pac-12. Had a great season, came up and won the Big Ten, then get a national championship. We're evolving, and I think this is going into our ultimate form, if you will, when it comes to Dante Moore at the helm. And we have some veterans coming back on defense as well. That's going to be great for them too. This is going to be some good things that people are going to be looking forward to when it comes to watching the Oregon Ducks. Now, I say that because Tezer's gone, Gabriel's gone, Evan Stewart's back. He now has a new quarterback in Dante Moore. Evan Stewart is the next man up. Now, I know there's a lot of hype around the presumed wide receiver one of this freshman class in Decory Moore coming to Oregon. That's fantastic. He's a great athlete. He's going to be it. But I'm telling you now, he's not going to be the wide receiver one. He's going to wait his turn, rightfully so. It's going to be Evan Stewart doing his thing with Dante Moore, and he's going to bring some electricity that was kind of missing, right? We were kind of, it was some days on, some days off for Evan Stewart. He would come out and have great games, and it was like, man, they're involving him in the offense, and they're making sure he is well known. And then there was some games where it's like, wait, is Evan Stewart on the team? It was kind of wishy-washy. This year, this is the breakout season we've been waiting for. The people that had Evan Stewart as the wide receiver one for ages ago, they're going to finally see that. The nation's finally going to see that, where Evan Stewart's going to be a dominant wide receiver, and he is going to be a reason why the Oregon Ducks elevate and at least get to that next step, man. And they're going to get to that next step, but maybe the semis, right? That was just a bad blow losing to Ohio State, but it's going to be great to see Evan Stewart. I'm excited that he came back. I was calling that all season. I just didn't see why he would go to the NFL when he wasn't going to be the guy, and he wasn't. So now it's his turn. He's going to be the guy with Dante Moore, and it's going to be the Evan Stewart show this season. But football is a team sport. It's not about the solo companions. It's not about the guy that can do it all by themselves. Even the quarterback can't do it all by himself, unless maybe you're Lamar Jackson. But, I mean, you know, he doesn't have the Super Bowl, so maybe he doesn't do it by himself. Either way, that's another topic. But with Evan Stewart, there needs to be help. So let's go into the portal. The transfer portal is alive and well. And Oregon made sure they got some guys. And we're going to hit on two here because we don't want to spoil all the beans in this first episode, right? We're going to hit on this one here. But the first one is former Purdue defensive back Dylan Thiemann. Now, Dylan Thiemann is going to be a junior. As a freshman, he led the team with over 100 total tackles, over 70 solo tackles. As a sophomore, he led the team with over 100 total tackles, over 70 solo tackles. Back-to-back seasons, over 100 total tackles. Back-to-back seasons, over 70 solo tackles. Back-to-back seasons leading the Purdue team in tackles. Now, I don't necessarily think he's doing that in Oregon, but that's phenomenal that they got a guy that can bring it, a guy that's going to be aggressive, a guy that's going to go sideline to sideline. He has that sideline to sideline speed. Has some great hands, too. I mean, he's already had 6 interceptions in 2 seasons, 6 pass deflections this past season, 2 the freshman year, and 6 interceptions freshman year, none this past season. But this kid's a ball hawk, man. I was talking about him his freshman year. He looks like he understands the game well. He's going to transcend at Oregon because he's going to be one of the guys, and he's going to go up against some top guys in the Big Ten, right? He's going to go up against some of the guys with Oregon just being on a more national stage. Not that Purdue isn't, but let's be real. I mean, Oregon's one of the teams that you're watching college football. Chances are someone in the vicinity of watching it with you is Oregon fan. They're one of those top tier elite teams, if you will. Thiemann's going to do great things. Defense wins championships, right? And Thiemann's going to be one of those X factors that comes into our team, and he's going to do great things from the second he walks in. You know, he's going to go in there and compete. That's what, you know, Dan Lanning likes to say. He wants people to compete. He wants winning football. Thiemann plays that. He plays winning football. But for every good defense, there needs to be a solid offense. And with that, this next guy, man, I am so stoked that they got him. I mean, this is a guy that he has done nothing but shine when he was at Tulane. This is a running back in Mekhi Hughes, a former Tulane star. This kid is Honestly, we had Bucky Irvin. Shout out Bucky. He had a great season in NFL. Jordan James, shout out Jordan James, had a great season this past season. Going to be great in this next class as well for the running back class. Mekhi Hughes, honestly, might be better than both. Yeah, he might be. Back-to-back seasons over 1,300 rushing yards. One with 1,378, the other one with 1,401. Back-to-back seasons averaging exactly 5.3 yards per carry. This past season, he had 19 receptions. Mekhi Hughes is built to be a 3-down back. He has the versatility to be effective in the passing game. He has the elusiveness to make defenders miss, but he's also built that he can truck over some guys if he needs. He is really the total package in what if Jordan James and Bucky Irvin had a baby, like if they had, once together, it would be Mekhi Hughes. Like, he is the perfect combination of what both these guys are and what represents an Oregon running back. He comes in and he just dominates out the gate. He is someone that is going to run with power, but he's also going to run with finesse and speed and elusiveness. He's going to do it all. He's going to fit extremely well in the Oregon scheme to just be effective. And now we're talking about, all right, we have a trifecta here. We have Dante Moore, Evan Stewart, and now even Mekhi Hughes. That is going to be a recipe for success. Those guys together are going to single-handedly go in there and elevate. And then you're going to throw in guys like DeCorey Moore, right? You're going to throw in guys like Kenny Sadiq, right? You're going to throw in guys that are going to come in and do some strong things out the gate and make it happen. Oregon has a lot of things to ride on. Yes, this past season was not a success. Well, depends who you ask, because it was successful in the sense of running the Big Ten the first year in, but unsuccessful, and we still didn't get to that national glory, right? So there's some things to hang our head on and say, okay, we did this. We accomplished our goals, but end goal was not finished. Oregon is just getting started. There is no rinse and repeat. Now, we're not repeating anything, but we're rinsing off all the dirt that we had on our shoulders. We're rinsing it off, and now we're going in there and saying, okay, we know what we need to do. We know what this game is, right? Now, Ohio State is the top dog, and granted, they're the Big Ten, so Oregon's going to have to go through them again, more than likely. We're not playing them in the season or in the regular season, so more than likely, we're going to either face them in the conference championship or somewhere along the lines in the playoffs. We are going to go and face them again. We are going to come back and do some great things. Oregon didn't lose everything, losing to Ohio State. If anything, they should have gained more. They should have gained more knowledge and understanding. Okay, they kind of went on to what is it called? Just coast mode. Like, all right, we're just gonna coast here. That's what it seemed like when they were playing. And now it's like, nah, man, this is overdrive. Like, if it's the bye week, say it's the bye week. But guess what? Next, if y'all have a bye week again, that bye week's not a bye week. You're going in there, you're practicing, you're scrimmaging, you're doing everything you can to make sure the wheels aren't rusty, that you're going in there, you're going to dominate whoever you're playing after that bye week. There is a lot of good things to come in Oregon. We are just getting started. It's draft season, right? So we're going to say congratulations to all the Oregon Ducks that are now going pro and achieving their dreams. But it is just getting started for the Oregon Ducks in this 2025 collegiate season. There is a lot of great things to come. We already hit on 3 here. Evan Stewart returning. We hit on Dylan Thiemann coming in as a defensive back for them. We hit on Mekhi Hughes is coming in. That is just the transfer portal. We talked about some of their guys in the recruiting class. Phenomenal things to come. We're going to talk about more of the transfer portal in those things to come. Oregon has a lot of things coming for them, and no one should feel bad about this past season. No one should feel down about this season, because I guarantee you this next season is going to be better. You're going to turn on the TV. You're going to turn on your tablet. Whatever you're watching the games on, you're going to turn it on, and you're going to say, that's Oregon football. That's what I promise you this season. That's what's coming to us this season. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see what we're going to do all this way throughout in the preparation. Follow the CFB Nation. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, I'm ST Romero. Peace.
All right, everybody got goals and aspirations. You know how you get those? You be the best where you're at.
What does Evan Stewart bring to the table here? In short, you get a baller.
The grass is not always green. In fact, the grass is damn green.